Let's find out. There he is, Rocker relaxing. Top of the fourth, tied at 4, Jimmy Anderson facing Chipper Jones. 1 on, 2 out, and Chipper, well, he's so money he doesn't even know it. His 14th home run of the year. Atlanta was up 6-4. They were up 8-4 in the 8th. Pirates with 2 on, 2 out. Bobby Cox comes out to lift Greg Maddux, and look who's coming in. John Rocker, and he gets a less than friendly greeting from Three Rivers fans. First batter, Rocker facing John Vanderwall. That's a ball. Second pitch, that's a ball. What was we saying about that good control? That's a ball. 3 straight balls now. Fourth pitch, that's a ball and a walk to Vanderwall. So the bases are loaded. Next batter, Pat Mears. That's another ball. 5 straight balls pitched by John Rocker. Make it 6. Bobby Cox has seen enough.
Do you ump professionally?
You know what? Something to think about in my future. Kerry Lightenberg, Mears. Look at Chipper Jones. Makes that play, starting the double play, and that would be it. Braves win 8-4. Kerry Lightenberg gets the final 4 outs for his 4th save. As for John Rocker, 6 pitches, 6 balls equals 1 frustrated and very lonely pitcher. That's bad, but that's not as bad as what happened to Rudy Cianez. Remember that tightness of the forearm? Change that. Torn ligament in his elbow. Rudy Cianez is now out for the year. Greg Maddux, though, he's won his last 9 decisions against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mets, Cubs, don't ask. 3.5-hour rain delay, 3 rain delays. Mike Piazza in between the raindrops hit his 17th home run. We're tied at 4. Mets were 5-4 in the 6th, 2 on, Melvin Mora. Ripping that off of Matt Karchner. Glenn Allen Hill can't find it in the Ivy. 2 runs would score. The Mets were up 7-4. They were up 9-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Bases full, 2 out. Augie Ojeda. Good placement. A 2-run single for Ojeda. That came off Dennis Cook. Ojeda, his first career home run, by the way, he would hit later. And the Mets would be up by 1 in the 9th when Benny Agbayani rips his 2nd home run of the game, and the Mets win a marathon. I mean, this thing lasted 7 hours in between the 3.5 hours of rain delays. The Mets do survive. Benny help from his friends. Marlins up 1-0. Mike Lowell down the line. Scott Rowland to his knees, throwing across to Pat Burrell to get Lowell at first. Nice play. Top 8, Marlins up 5-1, bases full for Alex Gonzalez, the major's worst, hitting regular with a 160 batting average, has 2 doubles and a triple in this game with 5 RBIs. Yeah, Marlins win at 8-1. Now, Jason Boyd would leave the game after the triple. He's the pitcher for the Phillies. Gave up 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning. You know what happened after he did that? Well, Boyd broke a bone in his pitching hand. You know how? When he slammed his glove on the bench in the dugout. Bauer struggling, Jeff Abbott proving it. 3 hits, 3 RBIs for Abbott. Paul Konerko coming around and scoring from second, 3-0 Chicago. Next batter, Tony Graffagnino. Graffagnino, that's a grounder. Somehow gets past Enrique Wilson. Chris Singleton and Abbott score. Brower lasted just an inning and a 1/3, allowing 7 earned runs. Sox were up 5-0. Bottom of the first, 2 on for David Justice. Off of Kip Wells, tomahawking it. Gets it over the fence for a 3-run home run, his 18th of the year for Justice. Jim Tomei homered in the next at bat, and Indians cut it to 5-4. Opposite way, Abbott goes. In front of Justice, 2 runners would score. White Sox win. Their 7 and 8 hitters combined for 5 RBIs. They went 6 for 9 at the plate. 3 Chicago relievers combined for 7 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits. The White Sox have won 9 of 10, and yes, they're good. Red Sox and Yanks, the 1999 World Series banner finally arrives at Yankee Stadium. What did they sew it by hand? The fans were pumped. Top of the first, Roger Clemens facing Brian Daubach with the bases full. That was the only inning Clemens would pitch. He would get out of that jam, but actually, he would strain his right groin, an injury which first surfaced actually a week and a half ago against Atlanta. Meanwhile, as you take a look at the replay, Ramiro Mendoza will come in eventually, but there's Pedro Martinez. You recognize him. 2 on facing Bernie. Hits Bernie in the top of the foot. That'll load the bases. Pedro in trouble early. Full count on Jorge Posada. Gets the call for ball 4, does Posada. Chuck Knobloch will score. Take a look at the replay. Dicey call gives the Yankees the lead, 1-0. Top of the 7th, Nomar Garciaparra up, with no one on. Yankees still up 1-0. Garciaparra, talking about dicey calls. Ricky Leday almost makes a great catch. He hits the top of the wall, ricocheted off the foul pole and into foul territory. That should be a ground rule double, right? But they ruled it a home run for Nomar, so the score is tied at 1. Bottom 8, Tim Wakefield now on the mound, and Tino Martinez loves a good knuckler. Upper decker yet. Tino's 7th gives the Yankees a 2-1 lead. Top of the 9th, 1 on for Boston. Mariano Rivera, Trot Nixon just watching. The throw from Prasada to Jeter gets the double play as he nails Jeff Fry. Great ending for the Yankees. They regain their 1-game lead in the AL East. The Reds runner on, Jason Giambi facing Sean Bergman, and Giambi says, I'll have that to go. His 20th home run of the year. It's a 2-run shot. Giambi 4 for 4. Second time he's done that in his last 7 games. A's up 3-0. Top of the 6th, A's trying to increase their lead. Terrence Long. Boy, looks like he got all of that, doesn't it? Looks can be deceiving. Look at Jacques Jones. Great catch. Great effort by Jones, but the A's win anyway. 9-6 the final. Tim Hudson won his 6th straight decision, improving to 3-0 with a 1.49 ERA lifetime against the Twins. Bergman has struggled this season against the A's, now 0-3 with a 15.68 ERA against Oakland this year. Mariners looking for their first 3-game sweep in Kansas City since '78. Mike Cameron responding to a good visual over the wall for a 2-run home run. Mariners on top 3-2 on Cameron's 8th. Bottom 9. Royals down 1. Kazuhiro Sasaki in relief with a runner on second. Joe Randa likes the pitch because it falls in the gap, and Mike Sweeney scores easily. The Royals tied up at 4 on Randa's RBI triple. 4 batters later, bases full, 2 out. Sasaki's pitch to Scott Pose, showing patience. Randa scores the winning run. The Royals scored 2 in the 9th. How fitting.
Merchandising. Johnson, 27 D-back wins, bottom of the 3rd, protecting a 3-1 lead, and well, Eric Karros can't hit the deuce. Next batter, hey batter, hey batter, you're no batter. Kevin Alster waving at the fastball. Top of the 5th, 1 on, 2 outs, D-backs lead 3-1. You like to see 2-out base hits, and Matt Williams delivers. That's jelly to the donut, baby. His 2nd home run of the season gives the D-backs the 5-1 lead, and Carlos Perez in a world of hurt. Top of the 7th, no outs for Jay Bell. That one's headed for a fence somewhere, too. But Sean Gilbert at the wall. Thank you. Love men save runs. And then back over to double up Tony Womack, who was a bit asleep on the plate. Bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Diamondbacks lead 5-1. There's Johnson against F.B. Santangelo, and that's a big K. Johnson, 8 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 11 strikeouts. So Johnson breaks a tie with Andy Bennis now in 49 Arizona starts. He has 28 wins. 10 losses, 11 no decisions. The unit's 130 wins in Seattle make him the only player to be the winningest pitcher in club history with 2 different franchises. Reds-Giants, just the 12th 100-degree day in San Francisco since 1891, and Jeff Kent was hot, too. Off Denny Nagel. That's in the gap. Barry Bonds, who previously doubled, comes home to score. Game tied at 1. Next batter, Ellis Burks. And this happens about as often as the sun comes up in the west. A ball over Ken Griffey Jr.'s head. The Giants lead it 2-1. Top of the 3rd, 3-1. Kirk Reeder getting some defensive help against Dimitri Young. Look at Rich Aurelia, the former driller, making the play. Hopping it to Kent, and the Giants win it 6-2. The Giants sweep 3. Nagel loses his 2nd straight. The Reds have lost 8 of 9. Bonds day-to-day after injuring his groin on that trip from second to home. Aaron Boone sat out with a broken nose after time this season. Tony La Russa, professional man. Bottom of the 1st, Garrett Stevenson, who won 8 in a row to start the season and lost 2 in a row. Here gives up a solo shot to Al Martin. He's down 1-zip. Top 6 bases loaded with cards for Stan Spencer, and Spencer pitching to Ray Lankford. That's a cheap ribby for Ray. Fernando Vina walks home on the walk to Lankford. Cards lead 2-1. J.D. Drew, the next batter against Kevin Walker. And, well, ouch. You don't got to get a lot of hits to be effective. Cards win at 3-1, 6-0 versus the Padres this year. Stevenson improves to 9-0 against the NL, and former starter Matt Morris, trying to come back from elbow surgery, picked up his 2nd save in as many chances. Astros and Rockies, baseball with an altitude. Bottom of the 3rd, score tied at 2, no outs. Tom Goodwin going the other way. Moises Alou, he's going the other way with a glove. We're still tied at 2. Bottom of the 7th, score tied at 4. 1 out, Mike Lansing this time. And more Astros defense in the outfield. Another sliding catch. You're going to have to wash a lot of uniforms. Top of the 8th, runner on. Still tied for 4. Moises Alou. Stay off the treadmill and just jog home. His 2nd home run of the game. 9th of the year. The Astros win it by a final of 8-4. 6 homers by the Astros. A new club record. They go back to back to back. That would be Alou, Richard Hidalgo, and Tony Eusebio. It's the first Houston trio to do that since 1984. Pedro Astacio's 6-game winning streak ends.
Blue Jays in Detroit. David Wells, well, he needs a new hobby of some sort. Top of the second, no score. Brad Fulmer, not scared of heights. Off of Jeff Weaver, 2-run home run, 9th on the year for Fulmer, 2-0 Toronto. Bottom 3, Tigers down 4-zip. Juan Gonzalez up with 2 on. Big spot, right? Big nothing. Skies, 1 Shannon Stewart. All over this, makes the catch. Juan Gon was 0 for 5 in this game, left 5 on. Here's another example. Swinging at what? Gonzalez is hitting just 266, 23 RBIs, thus the boos. Chris Carpenter scattered 9 hits, striking out 7, walking 6 in 8 innings. Jose Cruz Jr.'s 15th homer snaps his 3-game hitless streak. Drama in Tampa Bay against the Angels. Top of the 7th, Angels up 1-0, no outs. Troy Glaus, Albi Lopez. Up the middle, Miguel Cairo flipping it to Felix Martinez. Martinez to first for the out. Troy Glaus argues. No avail. Bottom 9, 2-0 Angels, no outs. Jose Guillen showing off his woodwork. Off of Troy Percival, Devil Rays cut the deficit to 2-1 on Guillen's 3rd of the year. After a Greg Vaughn infield single, Fred McGriff simply next level. 12 homer this year, and you know what? 4 of Crime Dog's 12 home runs this year have come against the Angels. Devil Rays win. Said the Crime Dog, we haven't had too many celebrations this year, so it's DJ Surhoff. Runners on second and third. Surhoff, 3 for 4, 4 RBIs. He also hit his 11th homer in this game. We are tied at 10. Bottom of the 9th now, winning run on second. John Wetland on the mound, pitching to Delino DeShields. You know, sometimes it's not quantity, it's quality. DeShields 1 for 1 with 1 RBI, and that was your game winner as the Orioles come back from a 10-6 8th inning deficit and also overcome a 7-run 4th inning by Texas, handing Texas its 7th